Hello, everybody. Nicodemus Kane here once again. Um, I wanted to sit down and make something. I had to get stuff off my mind. You'll have to forgive me. I am getting over my yearly cold. It's my yearly November December cold. Um, I got really sick on Thursday, and I had Friday off. So I just called in. I think I got through 2 hours of work on Thursday morning, and then I was like, I can't do it anymore. I got to stop. So I stopped. And Thursday was pretty bad. Friday was kind of bad. And now it's just trying to get this crap out of my system, because I've got my head is full of junk. I don't know where this stuff keeps coming from, but it keeps coming from places. It's gotten down in my throat, and I haven't started coughing anything up, but my throat's really sore because I can't breathe out of my nose. So my throat's always dry. So it's just been one of those kind of weekends. It is Monday. It is Monday, December the 21st. It's 9:45 a.m. I'm not working because I was told to take days off. I think I might have mentioned this before. And I've been doing 4-day weekends for the entire month of December. Hasn't been going so bad. I've been kind of enjoying it. I don't know. I don't know how the transition is going to be going back into regular work, but we'll find out, I guess. But I've just so much stuff has been happening over the past week, couple weeks, that I wanted to come on here, and I just wanted to get some things off my chest. Maybe we can talk about some of this stuff and figure out what's happening next, what we're supposed to do, because man, there's just so much stuff. The first thing I would like to do, because I haven't had a chance to do it yet, because I kind of woke up about an hour ago, took a shower just to be able to feel clean again, and then came down here and had to reinstall all my recording software back on my computer because I had to reset my computer yet again. Um, so another reason why I haven't recorded anything in a while is because I had to flip out a hard drive because to something happened to the computer again, and it started being stupid and being all glitchy, and I'm like, ugh. So I installed another hard drive. This computer, this laptop. If you've if you've known anything about this channel for the past year or two, you know that this laptop I have has been junk since I got it. So it's just been one fight after another trying to get it to work. But I had to spend the last 20 minutes trying to get everything loaded back in, and I think it's working. I don't know, it's just you never understand. You never know what's going on with these things. I sound like I'm all over the place. I sound like crap, is what I sound like. I sound like dog meat. I can hear it. Just my sinuses are dead. So I might not be on that long today. I don't know. I just wanted to get on here and say something. But the first thing I wanted to do, um, if you guys don't mind, I just want to stop, take a minute, and pray if I can. I haven't been able to pray today. Like I said, I just came down here first and started getting all this going. So just want to bear with me for a second. I think we need this more than anything else. I think we need it right now. Dear Heavenly Father, Most High Heavenly Father, come to you in very dire circumstances. come asking for your love, your acceptance. Come asking for the truth and knowledge of your world, what you want us to do in this evil world that we live in. Father, come in humbleness, ask for forgiveness. I know that I am absolutely not worthy of your love, but you've shown me many times over the years that I am here to do some purpose for you. Whatever that purpose is, Father, help me, guide me, give me give me the right words, give me the right knowledge and understanding, so that I may pass it on to others, so that they can pass it on to others, so that we can all help each other try to find your love and your grace. Father, especially now, especially in the times we're living in, Father, give us health. Give us health, because we're having many problems. My family, Angie, my mother, my father. If we pray for health and understanding and love. Father, just please touch us, touch our hearts, bring us back to you. I pray all this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. All right, I had to clear my throat. It's getting bad. It's pretty bad. And this is just a clean out. This wasn't even whenever I was actually sick. This is clean out. This is just it's like you'll be I usually I get sick for like one day, maybe 2 days, it'll just be like sneezing, sneezing, sneezing. Then the next week will be sinuses draining and trying to get it out of my lungs. It's just a pain in the ass. No, I don't have the CV. this is this is yearly. That's all this is. This is yearly. I get this every year. It's inevitable. I've been waiting for it actually. I actually at the end of November, going into December, I started thinking, man, what if I make it through this whole year without getting sick? And I've done that. I've had years where I've just didn't get sick, and I'm like, oh wow, okay, that's cool. But every year, it's almost like clockwork. It's like I'm just waiting for it. And it was interesting. Angie pointed something out that when it was the day after it snowed, and we both got sick, and she was like, well, there you go. That shows you right there that it was, as soon as the snow hit, we got sick. And I'm like, so you're not going by germ theory, you're going by environment theory. She's like, what's that mean? Well, okay, there's a theory that germs aren't real, and you know that it depends on your environment. She said, well, if that's what it's got to be, it's what's got to be, because we don't go anywhere. And it's like, true. So I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. I'm just going to tell you a story that happened, dear YouTube, because I know that your AI robots that peruse every video that everybody ever makes is just waiting for that one chance, that one random word that I say that you can pull my videos away from me. We're still waiting on that too, by the way. We're my video that got pulled, that I appealed, them pulling it. It got pulled. They said it absolutely got pulled. I gotta change my settings. Holy crap! I know my face got really bright. My because I reset my computer. I don't have the lock screen turned off yet. See here. Screen timeout settings. There we go. But yeah, we I can't remember what I was saying. Like when the computer's plugged in, don't ever go to sleep. That's all I ask. Just don't ever go to sleep. Just stay on constantly. I'm not worried about it. There we go. I was just sitting there watching it and it got dim and I'm like, it's gonna go away on me. It's gonna suck. But yeah, we've just been here just being sick, just trying to get through it. And of course, like I said, I've been doing 4-day weekends because my job told me to. Because I had 146 hours of paid time off that I had to burn through. They were like, "You need to take some days off." I'm like, "Okay, I didn't even know I had it, but all right, whatever." Um, so I've been doing that, and then I had to cash the rest of it out. I could carry 40 over to next year. I have no idea how much I get per year, but I had to carry 40 over to next year and then cash the rest of it out. And then I just been here, just watching the world fall apart. Uh, that life has become a starting to become a living nightmare. Every day I get on, and I peruse through Twitter. If anybody ever wonders where I am, I'm always on Twitter. So Twitter's like the place where I am. It's the only place I get information anymore. I can't go to Facebook. I What happens is I find stuff on Twitter, and I might retweet it, or I might go look for something myself. Usually, I will go look for the information myself to figure out what's going on with it, and then I will repost it on Facebook, and then I will probably come on here every week or so and talk about it. What I do. So if you watch the channel, if you care at all, go find my Twitter. It's the same name as my YouTube page. It's the same name as my BitChute page. It's Nicodemus Kane, DEMOS, not US, OS, Kane, all one word. I'm on Twitter. I'm constantly reposting stuff. I'm constantly talking on there. I have very little interaction with people because I think Twitter shadow bans me. I don't know. But yeah, that's where I am. I'm always on there. I don't, you know, this isn't much as I would like to say that doing the videos is doing anything good for me anymore. I don't know. It's crazy. But I just wanted to come on here and just talk about some things because it's just this evil and deception that we live in now. Oh man, it's just getting out of control. Um, one of the bigger things I wanted to talk about, one of the things that has been stuck in my mind, was stuck in my mind since either Wednesday or Thursday, was deception. Um, about letting men fool you, deceive you, as it were. I had read somewhere that somebody said it was like 7 times. I don't remember exactly what number it was, but it's like 7 times in the Bible, in the New Testament, Jesus tells his disciples after they ask, when will the end times come? What will happen? But he says at a very specific time, amount of times, be careful that no man deceives you. Don't be deceived. Don't be fooled. Don't, you know, be careful that no man deceives you. For, something will come and all that. And I kept trying to find that. I couldn't find it. And trying to look up those Bible passages about what he said. you can't find those all in one place either. So I'd have to go through each and every book, and I started doing that. I just never finished it because I got sick on Thursday. But it made me start thinking. It made me start thinking that that's something that we need to talk about. Is this deception? Um, and it's very hard for us to talk about this deception because nobody ever wants to believe that they're deceived. Nobody likes admitting that they've been lied to. I don't like it, but I understand it now. What was it? Somebody had said, "How do you know?" You have to ask yourself the question: How do you know you've been lied to, or do you know you've been lied to? Uh, if you say if you say no, you're not being lied to, then you're being lied to. Because you don't know. You can't know. You know. If you say yes, I am being lied to, then you still don't know. You could be lied to about the fact you're being lied to. It's very hard to find truth. It's so very, very hard to find truth. Actually, the way that that went was if you admit that you're being lied to, then you can't be lied to because you know the truth. And I said, no, that's not right. You can't know either way because it's such a weird, dangerous slope, man. It really is when you really get down into it. But all you can do, and one of the things I've always said is all you can do is try to find the existing patterns and see if they mesh up with what you see. It's like we talk about giant trees. We talk about giants walking the world. We talk about all those things, and the places where I started from was we have these folk tales. Got into this conversation the other day about somebody had mentioned about how Devil's Tower, the tree looks like a tree, and I had kind of stopped and said, well, think about it this way. If it were a tree, we'd be looking for rings, but we don't really see rings. What we see is the hexagonal, stalks or whatever the hell you want to call them. And I said, those have more in common with a plant, with a. I'm starting to think a root system now. Actually, believe it or not, I'll get into that in a second. But I was saying, yeah, it could be more of a shrub than an actual tree. And the person came back to me. I can't remember what they said because my brain is so stuffed up right now. I'm on medication. I'm on Dayquil and Advil, and I got some Mucinex thrown in there just for fun. Um, but it got me to thinking about that collating all those things together, trying to figure it out. And but it led to what it was. It led to the tales of giants. It led to all those stories that we made. I think they said something like, ha ha, we'll take away, the truth. We'll turn all these truths about giants and beanstalks and things like that, and we'll turn them into myths and stories so that nobody will ever know the truth. And I was like, yeah, those stories had to come from somewhere, because when you listen to these stories, you find out that they're similar or based on stories that come from the past, that come from different places. Uh, the Bible being one of them. Now, the Bible doesn't go into very much of the giants stuff, but the books outside of the Bible that are as old as the Bible, they talk about these things. They talk about um, King Og. They talk about these giant trees. They talk about these giant men that were as tall as clouds, that they walked above the clouds. Talked about these giant plants. So you take that and you collate it with something like Jack and the Beanstalk, where it's a human who gets magic beans and plants them in the ground, and a giant beanstalk, giant tree, whatever, grows into the clouds. That's where the giants are. And you can't see, and he chops down the beanstalk at the end of it, chops it down, flattens it. And wouldn't you know it, we happen to have tales of giant people, giant figures. We have bones and skeletons of a lot of these things. If you want to believe that, you know, every mountain that has a face is a giant that got petrified in a rock, you can do that too. I can agree with some of them, because when you really look at some of these rocks, it really looks like it's something. It's very strange how the features of the natural world look so much like a giant human. Crazy. Uh, but that collates with these stories. You've got these stories of these giant humans, and it goes back to like the Book of Jasher, the Book of Jubilees, the Book of Giants, where it talks about these guys being 3 miles high, which is insane. But they're up there. I mean, these boys were up there. There was something else going on here. I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and say that there was a 3 mile high giant floating around, and I don't know. I can't tell. But we have those tales, and we still talk about giants today. We still talk about giants in video games and movies. Attack on Titan, those kinds of things. We still talk about these, and they were cannibals. And sure enough, tales of those things talk about them eating men. But it's this whole understanding of there's something more going on here. That's the way that I have to do it. That's the way that you have to find the truth. Is you have to take all these different sources, because no one source on its own is going to help. You have to take many, many different sources and try to put it all together and try to form some kind of coherent truth for yourself. Because we're never going to know the full truth. It's just not possible. Not in this world. It's not possible to know the full, complete truth, because it's been hidden so long. It's been kept away from us for so long that it's just a nightmare. It's just an absolute nightmare. But that's part of how I woke up, was seeing that there were so many lies and understanding that I don't know everything. I don't know everything. But having an understanding that I don't know everything, and then just trying to find the truth. And the more you try to find the truth, the more you find all these little pieces that are scattered about everywhere, and put them together, you start creating this picture that there are lies. You start listening to other people. Whenever they start showing you that what you've heard is kind of a lie. I've only half mentioned it because I didn't want to get too far into it. Uh, there's a couple of videos on BitChute, and I'm still going back and forth on it. I'm still trying to find my own truth on this, about how we were lied to about World War II, about the things that went on, about certain documents that certain journal entries, translations, things like that. that when you listen to what the men were actually saying in World War II and what actually happened in World War II, it doesn't line up. It doesn't make sense. And you hear about, they go through the newspapers, they go through different things like that, and you start finding this picture that maybe World War II wasn't what we thought it was, And I've kind of talked about that. I can't really, I don't want to go into details because it's been a while since I've watched it, and it's been a while since I've looked even remotely into it, and a lot of that just isn't in my head right now. But it's like that. It's like, when you take the official story that you've been fed all your life, and you hear something new come about, and you're like, well, wait, what? And then you listen to it some more, and then you go find the actual documents, and you're like, what is this? That's what's going on. That's what that is. That's that deception. I know I've had a video on this. I know I've had a video on this before. I know I've done this. That's what's been on my head. That's what's been bugging me. It's just that, and I had it much. I had a much better version of it in my head. But again, we're just talking here, man, because I'm sick. I don't know any better. I'm babbling. I know I'm babbling. We're over here talking about giants, beanstalks, and stuff, and I'm trying to talk about deception. Uh, but it leads into our current situation. And I have done my absolute best to find what I can about what's going on. They say, in this world, our trusted health officials say that there is a new virus that's out in the world that's killing hundreds of thousands of people, infecting everybody. That anybody that catches it suffers very long and hard, very very long and hard. That this is the worst. It's the worst thing. It's the worst disease since everything, and that we have to give up every. We have to sacrifice what we do in order to curb this virus. What they say, that's the truth. That's the truth. So now I'm not a medical professional, even though I do have the same medical degree that Bill Gates has. Um, but when I listen to what they say, which is not the mainstream stuff, I don't listen to the mainstream. I do listen to what they say that the mainstream news doesn't cover. For instance, the press conferences where they tell everybody, well, we count everybody that dies with this new CV19. we count anybody that dies with it as somebody that dies from it, even if they have some clear other cause of death. Now, when I hear that, it makes me stop, because everybody's worried about the numbers of people that have died from it. Right? I mean, isn't that what you're scared of? Isn't that what people are scared of? 1 million people have been killed by this thing in 1 year. Ooh. And yet, they admit on camera and on Twitter. I found a Twitter post. I'll even go find it for you. I'll find it. Let's just go to my page. $600 stimulus. Oh, for fuck's sakes! Now trending, not the end of the world. You fucking idiots. Let me see here. Where are we at? All right, let's see if this works because I haven't been able to completely test this yet. Yeah, there we go. This is a screenshot I took. I may not have taken this. Oh. Did I take this? I didn't take this. Well, surely I took this. Huh. Anyways, this was a screenshot. I think I took this. I don't know. This is from June. This is Toronto Public Health, and I'm sure I'll probably get a. If I were to put this on Facebook, I'd probably get a fact check saying, "Well, you don't have all the evidence." Well, I'm sorry, but there's a guy saying, "I'd like to understand why you are instructing the media to record any deaths as CV death, even if the death was caused by unrelated conditions." Reasons according to doctors. This is Toronto Public Health, which, it's blue check. That's a blue check. Individuals who have died with CV, but not as a result of CV-19, are included in the case counts for CV-19 deaths. Individuals who have died with it, but not as a result of it, are included in the case counts for deaths. That's what that says. That's what that says. And I've made a video, and we've talked about that video, of several different health officials that have come out and said, we count anybody that dies with it as somebody that dies from it, even if it is a underlying, even if it's a completely different underlying thing. And that makes you question what's going on here. It really makes you, because everybody's worried about the death numbers. But if they're counting anybody that dies with it as from it, that means that the numbers aren't right. And the craziest thing is, nobody's talking about the numbers going down. Everybody's talking about the numbers going up. Now, supposedly the CDC has come out and said that, has not come out and said, but has lowered the numbers. And I'm not going to get into going out and trying to find those numbers. And there's people that say, well, nobody's really died of anything this year because, everybody's died of this, but nobody's died of, the flu, or nobody's died of. I'm not going to get stuff. CDC's website is hard enough to understand as it is. But supposedly they came out and said the amount of people that have actually died of this is probably 60 to 70% lower than what it is. And it's like, well, then why don't we talk about that? Why aren't we talking about, well, the numbers could be way shorter than they are? Nobody talks about that. No, what happened was we pivoted from, oh, look, there's, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people that are dying from this, to, oh, look, there's 1 million cases of this. It was never a hard, let's take a step back for a second and realize that there's a lot of deaths that may not be caused by this, to, oh God, everybody's got cases now. It was a hard pivot. I mean, it was just like, cases don't mean shit. Cases mean absolutely nothing. They really don't, because we're asymptomatic. That's the other thing too. If everybody has it, and if we're all asymptomatic and we're not going to die from it, then I'm not worried about it. And of course, I'll get fact checked on that too. It's probably bad information. No, that's just the truth. It's. I'm not a medical professional. This is an opinion. My opinion is that if if so many people have it, and if only a tiny fraction of those people die from it, that means that it's not deadly. Or not as deadly. I mean, it's deadly. No, I'm not going to say it's not deadly. It's deadly. Okay, fine. People are dying, whatever. But it's not as deadly as people make it out to be. If I have a 10% chance of dying in my car when I get in my car and I drive down to the store, that's a 10% chance. I take that risk every day. I have a 1% chance of falling down the stairs and breaking my neck every day. I don't know if it's true. It just, there's factors in there. But that's, that's a risk. It's a risk I take. I can very easily fall down those stairs. I've done it at least once. I fell all the way down the stairs, but I've missed a step. It scared the shit out of me. We've had our granddaughter, our 2-year-old granddaughter. She's fallen down those stairs twice. One of them she went head first, toppled right over. Poor kid. It's the risk you take. So, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I see. if if you do the numbers and take the how does it work again? I don't remember. There's a website you can go to, a percentage calculator. I'll show you how to do this. I'll show you how to do this. Calculator. I don't remember which one is the one I use. It might be this one. Yes, it is this one. Percentage calculator. Okay. How many people? 1.7 million. 1703. 1.7 million. Yes. Actually, 1.7 million. I got it in the wrong spot. 7.2.3. Okay. Cases? World cases. 76.9. A lot. You take that, you put it into that, because that's 1.7 million is what percent of 76.9 million. Am I right? I got my commas in the right place, Stu? I don't have any commas there at all, but make sure I'm still on this. I'm still on this. You press calculate. Oh, wow, it went up 2.21%. Ooh. 2.21%. So, that's still... Where's my calculator? My calculator. 100% of everybody in the world minus 2.21%. That's 97.79% of surviving it. 98%. Let's just say 98%. 98% chance of surviving something if you catch it. 97%. Or 98%. A lot of people that say, a lot of people that have been saying, it's 99%. But here's the thing too. Here's the thing as well. We just said this right here. Anybody that has died with it has died from it. We count as somebody that died from it. So these numbers are off. this number right here, 1.7 million, that's off. Because they have never lowered this number. Because they have said anybody that dies with it, that means they die, and once they die, they are tested. And if they are tested with it when they die, they are counted as somebody that this number's not right. This number's not right. This number's not right. 1.7 million is not a correct number. They're doing it in America, and they're doing it in Canada. There's no numbers for Canada here. How's Canada doing, anyways? Let's go down. Go down to Canada. 14,000. Really? Really? The whole country. 14,000. That sounds insane. That sounds stupid. These numbers sound ridiculous. But it's definitely done in America. We've had several officials come out and say that. In America. Even old, what's her name? Burks. That was on the main health, whatever. She's come out and said it too. And she said it's a good thing that we do it like that. So, But it's just, it's crazy, and I can't wrap my head around it. I can't wrap my head around why people would think that there's not a problem there. There's definitely a problem there. We definitely have some kind of problem if they say one thing and if it turns out it's something completely different. Why can't we see? Sorry, got interrupted. Yeah, she's stomping up the stairs because she interrupted me. Because apparently it was my fault. I don't know. But now it's just it's strange. It's absolutely strange that nobody can put two and two together like that. And apparently, just me talking about this makes me some kind of absolute whack job. And it's like, no, I really want to talk about this because it doesn't seem right to me, and I don't think it's right. I think this is something that we need to talk about. We need to have a serious conversation about this. Why is it like that? Why are they counting it like that? And not only that, why is it that the numbers haven't gone down? Why can't they admit that, why don't they admit every single time they show the numbers that, oh, these numbers are probably wrong? I mean, is that the small print? Is there small print on the TV screen, the little tiny things? And that's why they pivoted to cases. And then we could talk about the tests, and I can't prove or deny anything about the tests. I haven't done much looking into the tests, other than hearing a lot of people say, and hearing the actual inventor of the test say, according to him, say that it's not, the tests weren't meant to find living cells, only meant to find dead cells or something like that. It's been a second. And that when you go looking for stuff like that, the tests themselves only really try to find whether you've had this thing in your body. If you've had this thing in your body for, the past year or so, or whatever it is, Some people have said if you've ever had it in your entire life, if you've ever caught a cold in your entire life, you're probably going to test positive or something like that. And even then, you hear the stories about the people on Twitter. They're getting two different test results out of two different nostrils. That's crazy. That's crazy. You hear about the one guy in the one country that tested a fruit and tested a goat and they all tested positive, even though they fact checked the hell out of that. Of course they would. They said it was not only was it missing context, but they also said something about the guy was a reported liar or something. The fact check I saw was well, this guy's also lied about that, and I'm like, well, that's not really checking the facts. That's just an ad hominem attack. I don't care who the guy is. It's just this guy's saying something. You ought to look into it. But there's so much other disinformation. Just it's it gets so crazy. It's hard to get through the deception. I think that's where this is going. I think that's where I'm going with it. I don't know. Be careful lest no man deceive you. Don't let it be me either. Don't let me lead you astray. You think that there's something that I'm not saying is right, please go out and find it. Give me some definitive proof. Because at this point, that's all I can ask for anymore. Give me some definitive proof. Give me some definitive proof that I should be walking around with a covering on my face so that my grandmother can live a couple more years. So that I don't endanger the lives of my parents. Give me some kind of proof. Some actual definitive proof that I can look at and hold in my hand, and I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt, oh, this was real all this time. I'm so glad that we locked everything down. But I can't find that. I can't find it. I need it, but I can't find it. And the worst part about that is that the more I look into it, the worse the deception gets. And it just keeps building and building and building. And now it's to the point where bodily autonomy has become an issue, where you don't even get to say what you get to do with your own body. That's an issue. If somebody says you have to be forced to do something, and if you don't want to do it, that's bodily autonomy. You're losing your bodily autonomy. That makes you a slave. Fact check that, YouTube. Seriously. Fact check that. If you let somebody else tell you what you're supposed to do with your own body, whether you like it or not, that makes you a slave. And I have issues with that. So I will keep talking. And I want to continue to keep talking. Especially about that stuff. Saw a great meme the other day about it was about the revolution. And they said that, when before the revolution started, we met in pubs, we met in restaurants, we met in schools, we met anywhere we could. Now you understand the reason for the lockdowns. Now you understand the reason for the lockdowns. I just want people to see it. I want somebody to be able to tell me beyond a shadow of a doubt that it's all for something. Because if it's all for nothing, then I need somebody to tell me what I do next. I pray every day. Pray that pray that the Father will give me the wisdom of what to do next. It's closing in. It's really closing in. I have I have been extremely vocal about rebelling against this system for a while. I just don't see anybody doing it. There's going to be pockets of people that do it, but when you give up bodily autonomy, it's done. Once you tell somebody that they can do whatever they want to with your body, and if they do it on a lie, it's done. So you're over. That's it. Game over. There's nothing else for you. You're through. You have to fight that. You have to fight that. I don't really have anything else to say. That was just it started off with I finished. That's what it was. What was the catalyst of it? I finished the New Testament. I started reading the New Testament when these lockdowns started, and I got done with Revelations on Wednesday, I think. And I just thought it was interesting that throughout throughout almost all of Revelations, you get the same kind of deception. The false prophet, anti this. You get he caused them to believe a lie. All these things, and that was, I think, what started it. And I'm trying. I'm really trying to find whatever it is I need to find, whatever I have to say to get you beautiful people to open your eyes or to help you find the one thing that will help open the eyes of somebody else. Because we have to do this now. It's it's imperative. We can't just sit back and rest on this anymore. This is it's coming hard and heavy, and I don't know. Not supposed to live fear. I feel like I've been attacked spiritually so much over the past. I have had fear and doubt, and I sometimes think that my relationship with God has suffered for it. I don't want that. Father, please forgive me. Get through this. Let's all get through. See you guys later. God bless you.